I remember very well the moment when I first stepped into this church, slipping into the back pew. It was around 11 years ago, and I, like some of you who have spoken before me, um, was church shopping. And it had been a long time since I had attended church regularly. My kids were at such an age, about 5 and 7, and I was at such a juncture in life, just starting to be able to look beyond the dirty dishes piled in my sink and thinking about how we were all going to get out of the house in the morning, that I was thinking it'd be really nice to have some perspective outside of my house and my family and my work. And I wanted to sit in a pew for an hour each week to absorb this bigger perspective and higher power. I wanted to go to church. And so I slid quietly into the back pew, and within moments, Michael, some of you might remember Michael, turned around welcoming me. And when folks greeted one another, I remember Rachel Pearson making a point to say hello. And then at coffee hour, Mary and Barbara. And while I enjoyed Dudley's sermons, I don't remember the theme of that particular one, but I do recall the feeling that existed in this beautiful sanctuary. And isn't it beautiful? Look around today. It's gorgeous. There was no sitting in the back pew unnoticed happening here. And it actually felt really nice. And my church shopping was over. I wanted to bring Nolan and Braden with me, and I wasn't sure how that would go. Should I encourage their attendance or require it? And over the years, there's probably been a little bit of both. But what I could tell right away was that they felt the magic of this place too. And so we settled in and came to church. My first intention was to sit in the pew and listen to the words of the scripture and be moved by the thoughtful and heartfelt analyses that Dudley and a couple of years later Tom expressed in their sermons. These messages are central to my experience here. And frequently, I leave wondering how it is that Tom has spoken to just the thing I'm wrestling with, or has said just the thing that I needed to hear. And I have also loved the ways that Hillside is more than sermons. There have been so many opportunities to connect and to help out, from coffee hours to sandwich making to cooking for Shortstop, to climbing steps of neighborhood homes to drop off empty bags and then climbing them again to pick them up filled with food. I have been able to serve on the council to unearth what it is that makes this such a special place, to be able to learn with and from and feel very connected to the folks I served with. For a while, we had pickup choirs here where we would come to church a little bit early on Sundays, once a month, and practice the hymns we would be singing. And one Christmas Eve, that pickup choir, dwindled to 4 of us singing. Luckily, Bryce was 1/4 of those voices. Perhaps not coincidentally, after that Christmas Eve, the church searched for real musicians. Here at Hillside, we've had pancakes and potlucks, picnics and pageants, and even potholder peddlers. I believe many of you are the lucky owners of a set of potholders. You've watched Nolan and Braden grow up from their potholder peddling days. They have stood here wielding and blessing bread bags of sandwiches after making them during Sunday school. They have performed skit to promote donating food to the micropantry. They have collaborated during an unrehearsed Christmas pageant as both the front and back end of the camel. And Nolan even shared his thoughts in the form of a sermon on the Good Samaritan last spring. Just before the pandemic, we hosted a very beautiful women's night downstairs. And in my memory, it sparkles. I recall the tasty appetizers, the warm conversations, the way that we felt connected, the sense of interest and appreciation of one another. As I've been thinking about these years at Hillside, at some point in my walk down memory lane, it occurred to me that what began as a search for church to go to has grown into the experience of having a church to belong to. And I am so thankful today to belong to this place and to this pastor and to all of these people. So thank you.